Hello everyone, my name's Emily Billing and welcome to the Nintex Platform Fundamentals series for Office 365. In this video, I'd like to show you a quick overview of the LazyApproval feature available in Nintex Workflow. LazyApproval is a useful tool when you have tasks you need to action, but may not have immediate access to your SharePoint site. Today I'll be showing you an overview of the LazyApproval feature, what it is and how it's useful. We'll also look at a LazyApproval scenario where I'll walk through all the events that occur during the LazyApproval process. Then we'll learn about LazyApproval phrases and what makes a valid phrase. And finally, we'll take a look at a few resources available to help you get you started with creating your own LazyApproval workflows. Let's start with taking a look at an overview of LazyApproval. One of the great features of Nintex is the ability to make workflow automation flexible and effective. LazyApproval helps make workflow processes even more efficient by allowing users to respond to tasks directly via email without needing to log into SharePoint. Instead of opening up a browser and filling in a task form, with LazyApproval you can just simply reply to the task notification email with an approved or rejected or a yes/no in the body of the email. Configuration of LazyApproval in your workflows is quick and easy to do, with a checkbox option available in the Assign a Task and Start a Task Process task actions. Let's take a closer look at how LazyApproval actually works. When talking about LazyApproval, there are a series of events that occur that help make the process happen smoothly. First, the workflow designer configures a task action in their workflow to use LazyApproval and defines task outcomes such as approved and rejected. These are the default task outcomes, but you can add your own custom outcomes, allowing you to have multiple choice branches for the workflow. The workflow then sends a notification email message to the email account for the assigned reviewer. The subject line contains an identification code for tracing the email thread and updating task status. Next, the reviewer uses the reply function to send an email reply to the reply to email address, typing a valid phrase on the first line by itself. It's important to note that the reviewer should not edit or remove the identification code in the subject line since that is used for tracking. And finally, the system looks at the email reply for the valid phrase and then updates the task with the corresponding status, completing the task. Now let's talk a little more about the phrases you can use with LazyApproval. As we just saw, with LazyApproval, reviewers can approve or reject items by sending email replies that contain a valid phrase. Valid phrases will include the task outcomes you've defined in your task action, such as approved or rejected as shown here. Valid phrases also include a set of default phrases such as OK or Yes. This chart shows a list of the default phrases that are valid in LazyApproval email replies and the corresponding status. Phrases are not case sensitive, meaning if the defined outcome is approved, the user can use the phrase approved with either an upper or lowercase a. Once the reply is sent, the system interprets the reply, determining if the first line of text matches a valid phrase. If a valid phrase is found, then the task is updated to the corresponding status. If no valid phrase is found, then an email reply is sent to the reviewer, noting that the reviewer's reply could not be interpreted. So now that we understand more about how LazyApproval works, let's take a quick look at where you can find additional resources to help get you started with LazyApproval. To find additional information on what we covered today, you can reference Nintex's community site Nintex Connect or the Nintex Online Help. These are both great resources with detailed product information and helpful explanations, including step-by-step tutorials. You can ask questions and collaborate with others easily on the community site, and also browse articles, blog posts, and find the latest product guides and release information. Nintex Help provides in-depth explanations on how to configure and use the product features, including tips and tricks for common scenarios. If you need help while creating your workflow, you can click the Help button to access the online help directly from the workflow designer. If you'd like more information on configuring LazyApproval, I'd recommend looking in Nintex Help under the LazyApproval section, where you'll find details on configuring LazyApproval, including links to tutorials and additional videos. Nintex Connect and Nintex Help are both really useful resources with lots of information available. If you haven't already, be sure to check them out for more information. You've just seen an overview of using LazyApproval in Nintex Workflow for Office 365. This can be helpful for speeding up your business processes that require task approvals. Try checking out the LazyApproval feature for yourself to see how it can work for you. Be sure to check out the rest of our videos on how to manage and get the most out of Nintex products. Thanks for watching.